The education sector is facing another strike, this time by specialists who work with special needs children. On Wednesday, 29,000 teachers and principals walked out of the classroom for the first time in 24 years. Now their learning support colleagues will do the same due to low pay, high caseloads and under-resourcing. Emma Hatton has more.
About 1,000 learning support specialists are employed by the Ministry of Education to undertake fieldwork, which involves visiting primary, secondary and preschool children, assessing them and putting a plan in place to suit their learning needs. They include speech therapists and occupational therapists whose salary starts at around $48,000 and psychologists who, at the very top end of the scale, are on $88,000. 574 of these specialists are members of the union and will strike on Tuesday. New Zealand Educational Institute lead negotiator Byron Sanders says its members were angry with the ministry's pay offer of a 2% rise now and a further 2% in March next year.
Quite frankly, we don't see that as good enough. We don't see that 2% will go anywhere near far enough to ensuring that we can recruit and retain those key professionals into those roles.
The union wants the ministry to organise an independent audit to assess exactly how much these workers are worth and where the pressure points are. Mr Sanders says it's clear that caseloads are too high and this has to be addressed.
It's not good enough that in the Wellington region we've had principals wait over 6 months for a psychologist for a child that's been violent, when that child is not only having their own learning impacted negatively, but they're having the learning of all the children that are around them impacted negatively as well.
Psychologist Michael Fox says he has a caseload of more than 40 children. 15 would be ideal, but he could do 30 at a push.
You know, the schools call and need you there, but it's just like you're feeling stretched because you just don't have the time to come in to do that. And sometimes, you've got to rearrange your schedule because you've got to handle the high priority cases with severe behaviour kind of stuff.
He says he's considered resigning due to the pressure.
You do get that because you're getting overloaded, but then, our first concern is the kids, and we know that if I go, then that caseload's going to go on to somebody else.
Deputy Principal of Wainuiomata Primary School and a Special Education Needs Coordinator, Tute Pora Samuels, says specialists are critical for the children at her school.
Over the last 5 years in particular, we have really, really high needs kids come into our school, and in the past we've been able to call on them, they've come, they've helped us through a crisis response, helped us through putting in a plan to support these kids in the short term and the long term, and now we just can't get them.
She says about 45 children from a roll of 300 have learning needs, but not all of them are getting the support required.
At the end of the day, it is children with trauma, children with high complex needs, children with high autism. These kids need these specialists. They absolutely need them, and their parents are in my office saying, why isn't my child getting the support? I would love to get them that support, but we just can't.
The ministry says it has allocated money to recruit 100 more staff and is working to fill vacancies in areas where there is high demand. It also says come Tuesday they have plans in place to deal with any urgent assessments or traumatic incidents at schools. For Checkpoint, Emma Hatton.